Hey everyone, this is Karen Waksman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about retail brand presence. So if you have a great consumer product and you are excited about selling to retail chains and want to know about retail brand presence in regards to scaling out your brand publicly, this little training will give you some things to think about and how to do that when working with retail chains. With that said, let's get started on today's training. One question that comes up a lot in my programs and my events is brand presence in retail chains. You're trying to understand how you can build a brand presence in retail. And it's a complicated question because it really does depend on where you are in your business. Are you a brand new company? Or are you an established company? If you're established and you want to continue to build brand presence, that's very different than if you're getting started. So I'm going to presume that a lot of you who are starting out really care about brand presence. And I'll start with you, and then we'll move into the ones who have been in business a while and you're trying to continue and grow. If you're starting out in retail chains, one thing you need to know is that you're going to need to help the buyer sell your product for a while. And that's probably never going to end. But really, in the beginning, it's the core time for you to help sell the product for them, which means they'll give you access to millions of people on either their website or in their stores. If you go to Costco, a weekend at Costco, hundreds of thousands of people go just in a weekend to one individual Costco. It's crazy. Retailers just spend a lot of money and time getting people to know about their brand. And so when you're putting your product in there, you're going to have to help them get the word out about your product in their stores. Why? Because they're giving you purchase orders, and in exchange for that, they're giving you access to a lot of really cool opportunities. It's a partnership. So how do you get products sold? A lot of you know that if you put your product on Amazon, it sells a few items. But if you do advertising to your page, to your product, you make more money, right? You need to have really cool design elements. You need to have your packaging exciting. Your pricing needs to be on point. Those are the things that get people to buy. Brand presence is really getting people to like your product because it looks cool or it's interesting in some way, and then have a lot of people say nice things about your product. That's essentially what really will make the difference between you making millions of dollars or not per year with a particular retail chain. It's when you go and you look at a product, you're wanting to know what people say about it, right? It's really a changed landscape where they can find out very fast if people hate the product or not. So you got to really care about your reviews. You got to care about the visual presentation of your product. And you also need to get the word out in terms of whatever that takes. Now, we have an entire training, a webinar training we did, which includes 31 different ways to develop your marketing. Once you get an order from a chain store, you can go to retailmba.com and explore our webinar series. We did a whole thing on all the different ways to get people to know about your product. And otherwise, just note that you really do need to just figure out how you're going to sell the product to people with the retailer. That's developing a brand presence when you're a starter. That includes spending money on Google or Facebook or whatever it takes. Maybe throwing in a discount, because with retail chains, if you're going to their store shelves, sometimes you see a little sticker with a coupon for a particular product. That's a marketing strategy. That gets someone to buy the discounted product versus the other products. That's something the manufacturer, you, has worked to deal with the retailers so that you stand out on shelves. There's a lot of ways to do that with a new product. You can agree to some of this stuff. It seems expensive, but in exchange, they give you access to millions of people, and you can get purchase orders. So that's some of the cool concepts of brand presence. It's being meticulous in terms of your outward appearance and also helping them sell. If you're an advanced person, meaning that you've already been selling a while and you just need to build more presence, influencers help. People who have a lot of people who know about them, who say nice things about your products, help. I did an interview with Kevin Harrington. If you guys don't know who that is, he was the original Shark Tank team. He was one of the investors. He's been in infomercials forever, a friend of mine. I've known him a long time. We did an interview the partial interviews on retailmba.com. That interview, I asked him, what's your thing? How are you getting these products sold? He's sold stuff in the billions of dollars per product, right? He's done some crazy stuff selling hundreds of millions of dollars at least for a lot of his different products. What's your thing? And as of recent, one of his most favorite thing is micro influencers. That's one of many examples. But a micro influencer is someone who maybe doesn't have millions of people know about them, but they have a very religious cult-like following. People love it when they post stuff and they share stuff or they tell you to buy stuff. And so what that means is he's got lots and lots of feet on the street of people sharing nice things about his products that have made him a fortune. And so there's a lot of ways that you can get the word out in this new climate. It's a lot about humans sharing nice things about your product publicly. Otherwise, it's spending money, right? It's really sharing more about your product in various ways. And we, again, explain a bunch of different ways to get the word out about your product in our webinar training that's listed on retailmba.com regarding retail marketing and what's to do once you get a chain store order and so forth. It's also listed in our Retail MBA training and advanced coaching system. So anyways, I hope that provided value for you. We're here to support you. These are just individual answers to questions people ask us all the time. Brand presence isn't complicated. It's just how far do you want to go with this and how much grit do you have? How far are you willing to take it with your individual product? Karen Waksman of Retail MBA. Thanks so much. Hope this helped.